Oh, here we go again. We've got so many little jobs on the go, it's not funny at the moment with Milo too. But Smart Richard's here again, and he's knocking up some brackets to handle the front brake lines that I just got a couple of new steel ones from Terrain Tamer. I got new rubber hoses. They do all the rubber hoses, and we're reusing the longer bits from a couple of wrecks that we pulled off at Paulie's. So they just need cleaning up and on they go. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. I've got to measure up the drive shafts as well. It's going to be interesting. Come and have a look.
Cleaned. We'll just clean that up. So.
Would you clean that up on the wire brush?
Yeah.
That's clean.
Mm.
So just going to blow it. Oh, you washed it too?
No, I've not washed it yet. I've not washed it yet. I'm going to wash it next. Blow it through. Got to give these some sort of coat of paint to protect them. Otherwise they'll corrode.
Yeah.
Engine oil, something like that. I don't know. What's going to be the best thing, really?
Yeah, right. Well, we can do that once they're on, because there's a bit of clearance, hey?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll give them
Mate, once it's on, it's going to have that much lanolin underneath it, it'll be right forever. Well, I'll do that. I'll grab me back line then.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the other bit. Thank you. One of the most important jobs on the whole truck, really. And that's to make sure your brake lines are tucked away, which is why if you're going to remanufacture them, make them like the standard ones. Lots of clips. I'm just reusing an old brake line. See, it runs around the back of the U-bolt, so it can't get sort of caught there. It tugs in fairly close, comes up here behind the diff, nice and close, all behind. Less chance of hitting stuff going backwards than forwards. Not always. And of course I'm using a little bit of the old Penrite copper lube on all the threads, because they're going to spend a lot of time under mud and water, and I might want to get them out again. There we go. And I'll just hand tuck that in with everything a bit loose, and then we can start tightening it up.
Right, so yeah, we got these, went down to Mr. Land Cruiser, old Paulie down there, and we got some brake lines off him. We've connected them up here on the T-piece on the top of the diff casing and on the little bracket, but the brake lines were all over the place. They were aftermarket ones, so we've had to bend them and make sure they come in a better line so they're not susceptible for things hitting them and stuff like that. So yeah, looking good now.
Oh, look at that. Plenty of clearance.
Yeah, mate.
It's all separate. Mate, that's a lovely little bracket. That's tiny.
Does the job there.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice and concealed and protected.
Yeah, and now we don't have a brake backing plate to pick up crap. Love it. He's a clever lad. Righto. Look, because this is all new and clean, I thought it's a perfect time to just show you how easy it is to fit a new set of brake pads and how to do it properly. Wow, my version of properly. First of all, these are some old pads that I cleaned up. And just to show the difference, really, they got quite a bit of beef on them. They're a little bit worn, but these are the new Terrain Tamer pads that we're going to use to replace them. And straight away you can see a couple of differences. You know, the wear groove in the middle and this tin plate on the back. Now that's kind of an anti-squeal caliper protection plate. It does a whole lot of things. See how the pistons have pushed in to the back of this pad. They've actually worn into it and got a little bit of rust on them and everything. Well, that plate basically prevents all that. So that's the first difference, which is kind of lovely. Once you've pulled the pins, it's really easy, but if you just imagine disassembly is the reverse of assembly, off we go. So pads go in, nothing hard there. Take one, oh, it's just so nice playing with new stuff, isn't it? Look at that. That pin just slides through there. If you're doing this in the middle of the road or something, you'd probably sort of seriously consider putting something between them. I'm just turning the end of that pin so the hole is in the right place, because this is the retaining wire. But here's a bit of a trick for new players. This thing, and 9 times out of 10 you'll find that it's missing. It's an anti-squeak spring, but it's also, it'll keep the pads out, okay? So it's really handy, and you really need it unless you want your brakes to squeal. When you get a new one, you can get them from Terrain Tamer, it pays just to bend it like this, okay? To bring that V section a little bit higher. I'll show you why. Because it fits in like this. It goes into that hole, and then down, and in between. So then, see how by bending it a little bit, I've just pulled it away from the disc. In fact, that one needs to be bent just a little bit more. Otherwise, this wire will rub on the ventilated disc. It's only a minor little adjustment. Makes all the difference in the world. In she goes. You can see there's now about 1/8 of an inch gap there between the wire and the disc. So there's no chance of the wire rubbing on the disc, which is normally why you find there's no wire in there. Once that's rubbed through, it's just going to go sproing and disappear into the bush, which is kind of what you want to be doing with the whole truck, not just the brakes. Okay, turn the pinhole up. This is all that holds the 2 pins in, because it's all they need. That goes there, and then you push the centre bit in, and that locks the whole lot together. There you go. Now, you'll find there's different sorts of things. Some of these feature little split pins. No problem, use a split pin. If it's got the wire, use the wire. Reuse it if it's all right. That one's all right. So there you go. Dead easy. New pads. Bring it on. 50,000 Ks of brakes. Thanks, TT. Well, it's been a big day. A beaut day. It's always fun in the shed, isn't it? Brake lines, both ends. New brake pads. All beautiful. Starter motor in. All of those are the kind of little jobs that take a while, because you've got to run around and find all the bits and pieces. There's quite a few more little things have been done, but the big thing was me mate Smart Richard, who finally nailed this bit of rust that we found in the very early days. And it was kind of crucial for chassis rust, because it was right above the shackle point here. And Richard's done a beautiful job. He's actually cut the rivets out, because the rivets go all the way through, hold the shackle mount in, and he cut them out at the top here, because this is all rusty, and filled it up with weld from the top down. So it's just beautiful. And then he plated it all, and actually managed to make it look like standard, which, if you ask me, is a waste, because it could have looked better being really cool and custom. He's done a beautiful job, I've got to tell you. Anyway, while he was doing that, I managed to achieve a couple of big things. I got the spray pack to work. That was pretty amazing, I thought, you know. Very highly technical. But, you know, there's something here that is sheer joy. Apart from playing with all the new Terrain Tamer parts and just playing Toyotas in the shed, it's this. I mean, that's my toolkit over there, right? You know, it's all farm sale stuff. And collected over 50 years. And then Libby and Ted came up with this, and now I got my own real new toolbox full of real new tools. Do you know how much joy it is to play with new tools? It's just making the whole thing like beautiful. There you go. Still use the farm tools, but that's only because I don't want to drop me new ones. Not all the time. Good day.